Next, we're going to talk a little bit about delivery window accuracy. Delivery windows is one of those components where you have customers that you're delivering to, and they say, hey, you've got to make your delivery within this particular time window. And that could be based on their business hours, could be based on when a particular rush of business is, things like that. For example, a restaurant, you probably wouldn't want your deliveries occurring between 11 and 1 during the lunch rush. So anyway, kind of a key piece here. Again, this is another data point that has to get factored into route optimization because the routes, the stops have got to take this information into account when generating a plan. So what we really want to talk about here is what happens when you're not within your delivery window. Obviously, there's a variety of things that could occur, but first we want to start with, is this potentially a lost sale? If the driver's turned away because they've arrived after the delivery window, will they be able to come back later? Is the customer going to say, no, never mind, come back, in a couple days with my next delivery? A variety of different scenarios could occur there. Ultimately, even if you can make the sale, the driver leaving and coming back costs you money. Time is a factor. If a driver is unable to make the delivery in that window and he's got to come back later, then how does that impact additional customers or stops on that route? Not to mention time that is going to be added to the overall route time that potentially you've got to pay that driver overtime. So time is a factor. And then potentially the most important is, how is the customer relationship impacted when you are not meeting your delivery windows? More times than not, your customers are measuring your performance against those windows. And if you are not hitting those on a regular basis, that may impact whether a contract is renewed or so on, which ultimately then is, again, factoring into lost revenue. So really the benchmarks here are, you've got to know what your customer delivery window expectations are. If that is not something that is communicated throughout the organization so that everybody is aware of how important it is, that can be a critical factor in making adherence to those delivery windows. And then the next piece is really tracking, okay, if we have delivery windows for these customers, what is our arrival time? Are we within the window? How often are we outside of the window? And so on. And again, that is a process that can be simplified with an electronic proof of delivery or GPS solution, but could also be tracked via paper as well. The accuracy is then what potentially comes into question. And then based on the information that you're gathering about how you're performing against these delivery windows, implement processes to make more accurate and simplify the adherence to that process, whether that's a change in the route plan or that's a change with your driver behavior. Ultimately, it's hard to correct that if you don't know specifically where the issues are. In our kind of view of things, delivery window accuracy should be greater than 95%. Ultimately, 100% is what you'd be looking for, but there's always factors that are going to come into play that are outside of your control. So really the key is, where are you at? What values, what measurements do you have to know if you are above or below 95% point? Tracking delivery window accuracy with electronic solutions, not only simplifies the process and it creates more accurate information, which ultimately can lower the cost of the issues that are created by being outside of your delivery windows. And then again, customer satisfaction is going to come into play. A lot of folks can probably deliver a lot of the same types of products, and customer service is going to be one of those factors that sets your business apart from your competitors. So having improved customer service is going to be one of those differentiators for you.